Merrill with weather and Newey Scruggs sports.
Entering San Quentin State Prison, these at-risk juveniles are participating in a program aimed at scaring them away from a life of crime. UPN News 13 took a camera crew inside San Quentin Prison for a look at Scared Straight, California. Peter Thorne now joins us with the story. Peter.
All right, guys, California Scared Straight is a last resort for kids who have already racked up so many run-ins with the law. They have been sent to San Quentin for a day of shock treatment, an up-close and personal taste of prison with a twist. First, a word of caution. The language you're about to hear can get pretty graphic.
And when you come here, it ain't no joke. You see something funny?
Do you think you're safe in church and prison? No, you're not.
Don't lie to me, man. It's something you're doing because you in this damn world with the rest of us, man.
That's all you hear. Big tough convicts. Cry.
You're in San Quentin State Prison today, and you are here possibly today to save your lives.
I want to welcome everybody to San Quentin. How does that sound to you? It's definitely not Kmart, and it ain't Lucky.
California Scared Straight starts right here, a lineup on San Quentin's main yard. A field trip meant to be the shortest time these kids will ever have to spend behind bars. They're high-risk juveniles, just one crime away from being sent here, not to learn, but to live.
We got things to share with you in here today. And it's one thing that I'm going to tell each and every one of you right now. If you come up in here lying, remember, we the best liars. If you come up in here trying to play games, remember, we the game players. Don't fake on us, and you better not fake on yourself. Take it seriously.
The names that I call, step over here. Good.
Out on the street, they're car thieves, drug users, strong-armed robbers, gangbangers, graffiti taggers.
This place ain't no joke.
But to these cons, they're just a bunch of wannabe thugs, criminal-minded, high-risk juveniles like Brett Carmody, Anthony Motley, Corwin Nunsuch, and Jefferson Medina. How old were you when you first got into trouble?
13. Like 11.
Probably about 11 years old, 10 years old, around that age.
You think you'll ever wind up in prison?
No, I don't think I'm going to wind up in prison.
Why not?
Because I think I'm better than that. I'm not scared of going to prison, really, because I don't think I'm going to go to prison.
Do you think you'll ever wind up in prison?
Yeah, probably. So I keep on doing what I'm doing.
How many times have you been arrested?
About 6 or 7 times.
What was it for?
Possession of marijuana, possession of spray paint, possession of markers. Well, it was a strong-arm robbery.
Nothing like candy or something, nothing really. Gangbanged, tagged, got caught, got arrested.
You here for what?
Still in a car.
What's it feel like when you steal something?
I don't know. It's a rush.
You know, when you commit a crime, you steal a car, something like that, what's it feel like when you're doing it?
Nothing really.
It just go fast. You don't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing it, it's just like you're not thinking about the consequences. You're not thinking about how the other person feel. It's just a whole different thought when you're doing it.
See, right now, while you out there on the street floating around, everything looks cool because you got that Glock and that gauge and that gun in your hand, and you're making people do what you want to do because you got the advantage on them. When you get in prison, there ain't no guns up in here, man. It ain't no guns. You just got to go with what you got. And if you don't have the heart enough to go face to face with somebody out on the street, you definitely don't have the heart to go face to face with somebody up in here. Because it's all about a killing up in here, man. You just ain't gonna get away. It ain't no place to run. It ain't no place to hide when you get up in here because we all locked up in here together. See, when you're on the street, you can get in your car and leave. You can drive by doing 50 miles an hour and just spray the place. But ain't none of that jumping off up in here, man. So if you do something to somebody in prison up in here, they'll be right here to see you about something. If they don't be here to see you about something, their homeboy's gonna be here to see you about something. So you can't run and you can't get away. And your homeboys may not be in here, man. You may be separated from your homeboys. You're gonna leave your homeboys out on the street. But when you get in prison, man, you got to fend for yourself, man, because that's all you got. So you won't be able to call your mama. You won't be able to call your daddy. You won't be able to call none of that. You got to go for yourself, man. So you need to understand that and avoid coming to prison. Because when you get in here, you open game, man. You become prey. People will prey upon you. There's nothing but predators up in here. Because of the color of your skin, because of what gang you may have belonged to, or because you look sweet enough to have sex with. Think you can handle it in prison?
Nope.
Why not?
I don't know.
But you can handle throwing rocks at people, man.
I don't know rocks.
You can handle stealing a car. Don't you know if you stole that car, the consequences might be you coming to prison or going to jail? You knew that before you stole the car, didn't you?
Yep.
But you was hard enough. You took that risk. You took that chance. And you know what happened? You got busted. It only takes one time, man. Now, you say you can't deal with prison. You probably can't. Because I guarantee you, when you get up in here, somebody gonna be looking at you, man. You ready to turn into a girl? You sure?
Got transformers in here, man.
But like I'm saying, it only take one time, so if you ain't really willing and ready to go through the consequences of being in prison, then you need to change your actions out there on the street, man. You know it was wrong to steal that car. Because when you get to prison, man, they'll dress you up real nice. Put your little lipstick on the side of your face, on your lips, with some Kool-Aid. And they'll find some panties that'll fit you. And they'll sell you for a pack of cigarettes. Now, you willing to have that happen to you? You sure?
Stay out of people's cars and shit, then.
Well, what you gonna do to change your life around, man? To make sure that won't happen?
Stop stealing cars.
You go to school, get your education, right? Finish high school, going to college. What's that do for you, man?
Give me a good life.
Huh? Don't you want to have that?
Yeah.
Okay, why not doing?
I want to do that, it's just I can't do that, all that stuff right now.
He ain't ready to change, that's why, Rico. You know what? He keeps saying things come up. You know what's gonna come up next? A prison term. And you know what? It's just gonna come up. You know what? You're not ready to change because you're not making no initiative. You're not doing nothing with your life, man. What are you doing right now? You're not going to school, you're hanging out, you're doing graffiti, you're doing drugs too?
Yeah.
What's it gonna take to make you to see what your life is, where your life is headed, man? What's it gonna take? Is it gonna take a long prison term?
Hope not.
Do you have a choice?
Yeah.
Then why don't you do something about it, man? Well, see, we can't force you to change. We can't force none of you guys to change your lives. You guys understand that? You guys gotta want to change your own lives. I can't make you get out of gangs. I can't make you stop doing what you're doing. You gotta want it. Do you want it?
I don't want it right now.
See, you gotta have a reason, buddy. You gotta have a reason.
I just don't want it right now.
Because you're enjoying what you're doing
Yeah,
right
I'm
now,
enjoying
right?
what I'm doing right now, but I know in life I need that, and I want a good life after, but just not right now.
What did you do yesterday?
Smoked.
What did you smoke?
Marijuana.
Oh, man, you talking about you a football player, you want to be an athlete, man. How you going to be a good athlete if you put that stuff in your body? Your mind, Holmes. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. That commercial's right. You see the little egg frying in the pan? That's real, dog. I got a whole bunch of homeboys that's in wheelchairs and stuff right now behind that.
Okay, well, look, let me tell you something. You watch TV?
Yep.
And what do they show you on TV? They glorify the gangster life, don't they?
I don't watch TV all the time.
Man, you too goddamn good. You pissing me the fuck off right now. Because you're telling me you don't do this, you don't do that, but yet and still you up here in San Quentin today. Don't lie to me, man. It's something you're doing because you in this damn world with the rest of us, man. And you can't escape the things that happen in this world. You ain't so goddamn good. You ain't the perfect child up in here, man.
You know what? I see this a lot with a lot of these youngsters. And like I said, there's no original gangsters here. You're seeing almost identical what a lot of these kids say. So you tell me, what are you saying? Are you saying that now that you're here, you stopped everything for some reason? What made you stop? What brought this transformation in your life?
I realize what I have to do to...
And what is it that you have to do?
To succeed in life is that I have to get an education, I have to try my best, I have to put my mind to things I want to accomplish.
Talk up.
You gotta speak up, man. You gotta speak up.
Put my mind to things I want to accomplish. I gotta keep priorities set, like going to school, staying out of trouble, not doing like the behavior that I was doing to get me here, and just try to stay as positive as possible.
So tell me, what brought this transformation about? You getting busted?
Because I realized that it's not worth it to...
Well, what brought this realization? That's what I'm trying to get to.
That, like the realization...
Where did this light come from? Does anybody here know what he's talking about?
Hey, you bullshit, man. Be real, man. You inside our circle, man. Be real, man. Be real. The first thing you gotta do is be honest with yourself. You think people really give a damn because you got a damn little crack rock in your hand months ago? That ain't the issue. The issue is your life, man. You hear what I'm saying? You come to grips with reality, saying to yourself, okay, you know, I was stupid. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even mess with that shit. You know? But now, man, my head is gonna be right. I understand that shit ain't no good for me. What's a couple seconds of being high, being out of my mind, being stupid? When I can be clear, man. When I can be present. When I can think of reality and understand how precious I am. You hear what I'm saying? Understand how precious I am. And be a man. And walk straight. That's all we asking, man.
So what did you get stopped for? You said police pulled you over for what? Because I'm kind of...
I don't even know why they pulled me over.
Because you're black, man. You didn't get on. You didn't catch it.
DWB.
You're black, man. You're black and you're in a car and you're in the neighborhood. And they say, hey, pull him over. He's got something. He's got crack cocaine in him. And guess what? They were right.
Right now, you don't want to hear me. You don't want to hear these guys. But we gave you a lot of stuff today. I want you to really think about this stuff over this next week when you come back here. And I want you to be able to tell me some of the things. I want you to really think about changing your life. But the thing is, you really need to sit down and think about what's best for you and what's going to be best for your family. Because at the rate you're going right now, you're going to end up in here with us, man. And like I told you, ain't no future in here, man.
It's hard to reach these high-risk juveniles who admit they've caused most of their own problems, but who at the same time appear unwilling to change. All right, during our stay at San Quentin, we quickly realized that all the cons seem to share the same reason for participating in the California Scared Straight program. Helping these kids may help them to redeem themselves.
You think you don't like authority figures now dealing with you out there on the street? Wait till you come to prison. Here, man. This place.
But how do you convince these streetwise kids the path they are on is the wrong one? When we come back, a closer look at what makes these cons care. You will hear directly from them. That's coming up next.
My name is Eminem.
I'm Mary J. Blige.
This is Dr. Dre. Hang with me and UPN.
It's hip-hop's biggest night.
Source hip.
For crimes these kids haven't even yet imagined. Peter Thorne is back right now with more on that. Peter?
Well, guys, the cons you have been watching are mostly murderers locked up in San Quentin State Prison and repeatedly denied parole, each with a personal reason for trying to shock these juvenile delinquents and make them realize a life of crime usually ends either in death or possibly death row. Again, remember, the language here can sometimes get rough.
It's a crime that I regret, something I'm very sorry for, second-degree murder.
I'm here for accessory to murder.
Second-degree murder and 2 robberies.
For first-degree murder. I was a gang member.
Basically, it was drug-related.
My crime started out as a party.
In the wrong place at the wrong time, basically, is what it boiled down to.
We were trying to rob a drug dealer.
We planned to go out and look for a rival gang. We were all carrying guns.
And we went to make a beer run, okay? It got out of hand. We seen there was only one clerk in there, and we ended up robbing the place.
And I was the trigger man.
And it went totally bad. It didn't work out exactly the way it was planned.
2 of them got killed.
I rolled the vehicle 3 times, became airborne. All of us were ejected from the car, and one of my crimies died.
Serving 15 years to life.
25 years of life.
15 to life.
Sentence 15 to life.
I'm in there for second-degree murder, 17 to life. Been down 17 years.
Don't take but one time, man, to get a life sentence. A lot of us in here are first-termers. This is our first crime that we've committed, but it got us a life sentence.
We asked the cons what impact they think they're having, if they think the kids even care.
I believe I got through all of them because I tell them the truth of what exists, of what prison life has been through my eyes and the experience that I've lived and seen here.
You know, some people you're just not going to reach, and some you are going to reach, but if we can reach one child, then it's worth it.
So we need you to be open with us. You need to be honest with us. You can relate to us because we convicts, right? So we from the same fold, right? We'd have been there, we'd have done that, we'd have done the gangster trip, right? So you relate to that. That's what you're looking for, right? So come to us, man. We're going to try to lead you the right way.
I've been around them long enough to know that certain things sink in. Just there's a certain look and a certain demeanor, their body motion, tell you that they're listening to some of the stuff that you said.
It's like me. You know, I see myself through them, and when they do turn their lives around, I feel happy about myself. I feel like they're doing the things I want to do.
What you can do is you can plant a seed. You can try to reach into their hearts and say something that moment before they decide to pick up a gun, hurt someone, that they'll think, wait a minute, I could end up like that.
You're gonna get to see it firsthand next week. In prison, when you first come in R&R, they strip you, man. You know what I'm saying? All your clothes is off. It don't mean nothing. Whatever
James, serving 15 years to life for second-degree murder, describes just how bad prison can be.
You're gonna stand there, man, with about 50 or 60 other guys, right? In a long line. All of y'all. First, when you first hit the prison, you're gonna stand there, butt naked. No clothes on. But see, you laugh now, but it ain't funny. Because you're standing there with a bunch of other men, naked. You ain't got nothing on, nothing. You just bare. And then this cop come up to you, man. A prison guard. He comes up to you, he tells you, he says, turn around, bend over, and cough.
Spread your cheeks.
Spread your cheeks and cough. In front of all these other 60 naked men, right?
I thought I was a tough guy, but I met toughness right at the front door.
I saw a guy get his eye shot out right in front of me.
You had to just watch as somebody bleeded and died, and that was something I'd never seen before.
Guys getting stabbed over a pack of cigarettes.
Officers shooting at us.
And there's a guy stuffed under the table with 3, 4, 5 wounds in his chest.
But it's something that scared me enough to know that this wasn't a life that I wanted.
There's guys who got nothing better to do than to find the biggest dude and knock him down. That's what you learn in YA. They get around you. In YA, they get around you when you first come in. I remember this when they got around me, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. But they get around you, and they'll just look at you. They'll look at you. They won't say nothing. Nobody will give you instructions. They just look at you, and they wait for you to get fed up, tired of it, and walk out. And if you walk up the smallest dude, they're going to get on you hard.
This isn't what life is about, man. Your life is much more precious.
I don't want anyone to ever spend their life in prison the way I'm spending mine.
Sitting up in a 2-man cell 23 hours a day.
I see kids coming to jail, they're coming to prison.
And then you go out to the yard and you're treated like dirt.
Society has decided that these kids are the bad ones. Kids are a product of their society. They are not born bad.
This is nothing nice, man. Once you relinquish your freedom to the state of California, you're through, Holmes.
These men are realistic about their chances of ever getting out of San Quentin.
It's hard to say.
I am hopeful. I'm prayerful of it.
I don't know. I hope so.
That's my hope. That's what keeps me going.
I had a release date, but they took it because of the tough on crime policy.
I have a possibility of parole, but you know, that's still a big step.
I do have the possibility of parole, and I'm just gonna keep on working like I'm doing and doing the right thing, and hopefully one day they'll find me suitable for parole.
I have to have people trust that I'm changed from where I was 16 years ago and accept the new man that I am now.
There's a desire to get out, and I do believe there's light at the end of the tunnel.
The hard thing is standing on your own 2 feet and not having to rely on homeboy. That's the hard part. The hard part is going upriver when everybody is just going with it.
Listening to the calm, thoughtful voices of Ed, Kareem, Rico, Richard, Kevin, James, and Sky, they sound like counselors or caring older brothers. Seems the more they talk, the easier it is for us to forget that most of these men are murderers serving life sentences, whose greatest value to society now may be as living, breathing examples of the consequences of crime.
Listen to me. It's painful to hurt somebody, because you got to live with that. You know, I told you earlier about someone that I killed, right? You know, I have to live with that, man. You know, that's painful.
And the personal pain these cons have experienced is sometimes difficult to express. They often become frustrated or angry because they see so much of themselves in these children. When we return, we get the answer to the most important question. Today, after this, can you tell me you will not commit another crime? Well, how Anthony and the other kids answer that question may surprise you. We will have that for you coming up next.
Or not? Well, that's what we wanted to know. Peter Thorne is back with the answer to that question.
And the answer is not quite what you might expect. Sitting through these Scared Straight sessions, we've heard a lot of yelling from the cons, and they showed some real concern, too. But from the kids, we mostly saw a lot of smirking and indifference. Sad to say, it may take longer than a day trip to San Quentin to scare these kids straight. Again, remember, sometimes the language you will hear can get rough.
I already knew what they were going to say.
I was just listening.
Kind of scary.
How real do you think it was?
Real.
I don't know, I'm used to that. That's why I was just calm.
I was taking it very seriously.
Kind of serious. I just had to keep my head straight.
What are the chances you're going to ever commit another crime?
Like almost none.
I don't know.
Today, after this, can you tell me you will not commit another crime?
I can say that, but there's no guarantee that it's going to happen because I don't even know every crime that there is.
I mean, do you think after this, do you think you're still going to go out there and commit crimes?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, that's what probably I'm gonna do. That's why I gotta keep it straight with you guys, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I probably am gonna do that.
It's hard to even imagine being in prison for 16 years.
I can't imagine being in prison for a year. It's 13 years at that.
What did they catch you with?
Cocaine.
Cocaine. You told Kevin that.
Wait a minute, hold on, man. You
marijuana.
playing me, dog?
No
You
crack.
hold on. What the fuck you doing with this shit in your hand in the first place? You playing me, dog?
They seem to have it in for you.
Yeah, don't give me that shit.
Come on, man.
You know what? Have a seat, man.
Y'all think I'm
Did you hear what I said? No, I don't care about it. I don't care.
y'all.
Have a seat, man. Get up. Sit down.
What did you think about that? I mean, at one time you had three of them around you.
It was kind of funny, but they were trying to just let me know how it is in here, you know.
And I was just kind of like anxious and curious of like what would happen next.
Does anybody here know what he's talking about? Has anybody experienced what he's talking about? Has anybody here had that transformation in their own life that they don't want to do the things that they used to do? Anybody?
What was kind of scary about it?
When he was yelling in my face.
I don't care. I ask you, did you watch TV? You tell me, yeah, I don't watch TV. I know damn well you watch TV, man. Yeah, well, you watching it. And if you're watching it at any time, it ain't nothing but violence on there. Glorifying that you, the gangsters, the criminals in the neighborhoods and shit. You could be whatever you choose to be, man. You got that opportunity. But as long as you get suckered in by the glitter and by the glamour and by the hype, then you'll fall by the wayside and you'll become victimized and you'll live in this cesspool that they call prison, man, for a very long time.
You say you think this might help you change. What do you need to change in your life?
Lying probably. Yeah, lying. I just can't change right now.
Can't say I'm not gonna commit a crime because that's like jinxing yourself.
I don't think I'm ever gonna like commit like any type of crimes that's gonna like put me into like a position where I might have to go to jail.
Every time I hear something about like parents, like I started thinking about like how I treat my mom and shit. That kind of like, you know, gets to me. That's why I started thinking like, damn, I should change, you know?
When I committed my first crime and I got out like 2 or 3 days later, I was like, I'm never going back to the halls again, never. And then I went back in there for another crime.
When these guys say, if you don't change, you're going to wind up inside here, do you believe that? Or you think they're joking? You think it's a joke?
Nah, I understand them, but nah, I don't think it's gonna happen to me.
These kids all seem to know right from wrong and that prison is no joke, but they don't think it will happen to them, which, of course, is just what those convicts locked up in San Quentin used to think. Now, if you want more information on the Squires Scared Straight program at San Quentin, call 415-455-5090. Now, prison officials tell us their best evidence shows that 70% of the Scared Straight kids are steered away from crime, but the other 30% apparently do wind up behind bars.
But it does grab some kids.
Some. It works for some.
All right. That's important.
Thanks.
Thanks. Sure. Still ahead on UPN News 13 tonight, a police officer